Hi, I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. For some, Black Friday can be a day of fun, hunting for great deals. For others, it can be a day of dread, driven by the obligation to play to the expectation of family and friends. Ads urge us to buy everything from sweaters to screwdrivers, SUVs, all on the grounds that they're going to be the perfect gifts to delight our loved ones and friends. Charities send out solicitation letters, angel tree displays in malls, and bell ringers in front of stores. All of it can be overwhelming. We have our own unconscious beliefs or money scripts when it comes to giving. Every one of us have those. And in addition, we're surrounded by beliefs our society and religions have about giving. Both the personal and the social beliefs can really span a broad spectrum. For example, a few money scripts. It's better to give than to receive. At this time of year, good people help the needy. You have so much that you have an obligation to share. Or how about this? If poor people weren't so lazy, they'd provide for their own kids at Christmas. Another one. There are plenty of agencies to take care of those who need help. Kind of reminiscent of Ebenezer Scrooge when he said, are there no more taxes? Is there no more welfare? Like all money scripts, all of these contain partial truths. Giving, whether to family members or to charity, is not a simple black and white issue. Some of the questions it raises might include, how do you know whether you are helping people or enabling them to avoid helping themselves? How do you give to children without encouraging the child to be greedy or feel entitled or in getting the latest and greatest toy or whatever it is? How do you balance helping others and taking care of yourself? One often overlooked factor is whether the giving is done more to help the recipient or to help the donor, especially helping the donor feel better. For example, I remember being in a church group one evening when people were discussing giving. Two of the women there, years earlier, when they were struggling single moms with young children, had experienced people from a charity coming to their doors with gift boxes of presents and food for Christmas dinner. Both of them had been humiliated and mortified rather than pleased and grateful. The well-intentioned gifts had felt like a judgment that they weren't capable of taking care of their own families. No one had asked first whether they wanted or needed any help. Giving can sometimes be an attempt to hold on to people, to make up to them for one's past failings, or just out of a desire to be loved by them. One common example of this is divorced parents who overspend on gifts for their children. Public giving may be a way to look good or to gain acceptance or recognition in the community, and it can go on and on. One way to respond to the complicated issue of giving is just to avoid it. You just close your wallet completely out of fear that you'll be taken advantage of, or fear that you'll offend, or simple frustration. Another response is to try and give to every charity that asked, and to spend yourself into debt buying lavish gifts for everyone you care about. Now, neither of these makes a lot of sense. Like many other of life's decisions, the question of how to give, how much to give, and to whom to give is a really very personal, very individual matter. There isn't a formula for doing it right. The only suggestion I have is that you give as consciously as possible. Consider the beliefs behind your giving. Discuss giving and receiving with your spouse and with your kids. Stop and think before you decide to give or not to give. And take a moment. Then you're more likely to give wisely and with thoughtful compassion. We'll explore more around money scripts and around giving and receiving next week. Thanks for joining me.